The hidden history of the Sudanese civil wars. Sudan, the land of ancient kingdoms, vast deserts, and the mighty Nile. But beneath its beauty lies one of the longest, most complex, and most tragic series of civil wars in modern history. Wars that reshaped nations, uprooted millions, and ultimately led to the birth of a new country, South Sudan. Today, we take a journey into how the Sudanese civil wars began, the root causes, and the global powers fueling them to this day. This is the hidden history of Sudan's civil wars. The seeds of division. To understand Sudan's civil wars, we must go back, not decades, but centuries. For hundreds of years, Sudan was a crossroads of civilizations, Arab traders moving from the north, African kingdoms thriving in the south, and powerful sultanates rising in the west. Different cultures, identities, and religions lived side by side. But this delicate balance would not last. In the 19th century, Sudan fell under the control of Egypt, and later, Britain. And here, the first seeds of conflict were planted. The British ruled northern Sudan and southern Sudan separately, like two different countries. The north became Arabiized and Islamic. The south remained African, speaking diverse languages, with many Christian and animist communities. The two regions had almost no contact, no shared institutions, and unequal development. When Sudan approached independence in 1956, it wasn't one nation, it was two worlds forced inside one border. The stage was set for war. The First Civil War, 1955 to 1972. The first shots were fired even before Sudan officially gained independence. In 1955, southern Sudanese soldiers mutinied, fearing that the northern-led Khartoum government would dominate them and erase their identity. This sparked the First Sudanese Civil War, a brutal 17-year conflict between the central government and southern rebel groups. The core issues were clear. Political marginalization. Cultural domination. Lack of autonomy. After nearly 2 decades of fighting, both sides were exhausted. In 1972, the Addis Ababa Agreement granted the South limited self-rule. It seemed like peace had finally come, but history had other plans. The Second Civil War, 1983 to 2005. Peace collapsed in 1983. President Jafar Numeri abolished southern autonomy and imposed Sharia law across the entire country, including on non-Muslim populations in the south. This was the spark that ignited the Second Sudanese Civil War. A new rebel movement emerged. The SPLA, Sudan People's Liberation Army, led by the charismatic John Garang. But this war was different, bigger, deadlier, and more entangled with international politics. Behind the scenes, Uganda and Ethiopia supported the SPLA. The United States shifted its support toward the south in the 1990s. China backed Sudan's central government for access to oil reserves. Oil became a central battlefield. Most of Sudan's oil was in the south, but the pipelines ran through the north. Villages near oil fields were displaced. Militia groups formed. The war took on an ethnic, political, and economic dimension all at once. By 2005, after more than 2 million deaths, the warring side signed the Comprehensive Peace Agreement, granting the South the right to vote on independence. In 2011, after decades of bloodshed, South Sudan became the world's newest country. But even that historic moment did not bring peace. The Darfur conflict. While the North and South battled, another tragedy unfolded in western Sudan, Darfur. In 2003, armed groups in Darfur accused the government of discrimination and neglect. Khartoum responded by arming militias called the Janjaweed, a force accused of ethnic cleansing, mass displacement, and widespread atrocities. The Darfur crisis sparked global outrage. For many, it became known as the first genocide of the 21st century. Over the years, the Janjaweed evolved, reorganized, and eventually transformed into a powerful paramilitary group. The Rapid Support Forces, or RSF. This new group would later become one half of Sudan's current devastating conflict. A nation divided again. Back in Khartoum, another story was unfolding. After decades of authoritarian rule under Omar al-Bashir, a massive uprising erupted in 2019. Protesters demanded freedom, civilian rule, and an end to military domination. Bashir was overthrown. For a moment, Sudan saw hope. A transitional government was formed, military leaders sharing power with civilians. But beneath the handshake was a ticking bomb. The two most powerful forces in Sudan were the Sudanese Armed Forces, SAF, led by General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. The Rapid Support Forces, RSF, led by Mohammed Hamdan Hemedti Dagalo. Both had weapons. Both had money. Both had ambitions. When discussions began about merging the RSF into the National Army, trust collapsed. Each side suspected the other of planning a coup. And in April 2023, the bomb exploded. SAF and RSF turned Sudan's capital into a battlefield, bringing the country into yet another civil war. The modern conflict and international players. Unlike earlier wars, the 2023 conflict is not between regions or ethnic groups, it is a power struggle between two armed factions. But global powers quickly took sides. Egypt supports the Sudanese Army, SAF. The UAE has been widely reported to support the RSF. Russia's Wagner Group reportedly traded with the RSF for gold. Saudi Arabia and the US attempt to mediate peace. Chad, Ethiopia, and South Sudan struggle with refugees and cross-border tensions. Sudan, once again, has become a stage for geopolitical competition in Africa. As cities collapse, hunger spreads, and millions flee, Sudan is facing one of the worst humanitarian crises of the 21st century. So how did Sudan end up trapped in war after war? The answer lies in a painful chain of causes. Colonial divisions. Ethnic and cultural inequality. Political domination. Competition for oil, land, and gold. The rise of militias. And a long cycle of broken trust. Sudan's story is not just about conflict. It is about survival. About people caught between forces far beyond their control. And about a nation still fighting, not for power, but for peace. If we hope to understand the world today, we must understand Sudan. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more documentaries.